Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, co-author of Conversations with Top Real Estate Investors Volume 3, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicagoland. This is Munira with another episode of Munira's Musings. Today our guest is Fabienne Raphael, and she's going to talk to us and share wisdom with us. She helps people strive. So before we jump into it, we'll say hi to Fabienne. How are you, Fabienne? Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I love the energy you bring to the show. It's just pumping, and that's good, right? That's what we want.
It is.
Thank you. And so, you know what? I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Of course, those people who are watching, if you like this, please go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We want to get more visionaries out there. And we want more people to come and see our show. And if you are wanting to be on my show, then you can always call me. And I'm Munira Zahabi. I'm the niche navigator. You can see the compass behind me. I help businesspreneurs and business and coaches and anybody who wants to take the next step in their life to be where they want to be. I help them find their niche. The thing is, a niche is a very important subject. It's the foundation of your business, and you have to start there. You can have many niches as you grow, but you have to start with one and grow that and have a foundation built upon it. And I'm amazed, that many people don't take advantage of me. I'm here to help you and to serve you. So that's about the niche navigator. I created Munira's Musings because I wanted to grow other people, and I'm in the business of helping people. So this was my way of finding them, exposing them, and promoting them, because there's people out there who are doing wonderful things, and I'm curious about them. So I wanted to learn, and this is my way of learning about them and connecting other people to them, because there's somebody out there who needs my interview. Without further ado, hi Fabienne, thank you so much for being on our show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm Fabienne Raphael. I live in Montreal, and what I do is I help aspiring and underpaid coaches become highly paid experts by building their coaching business. So the people that connect with me usually are people that are kind of overwhelmed and have that project of business for such a long time. And for some reason, they've been postponing and procrastinating and feeling very overwhelmed because they are bombarded with a lot of information online and they don't know how to get started. Plus, they think that they need their website ready, they need their branding colors ready, their name ready, and whatever in order to start having a business. So what I do, I simplify all of that, and I help people start from having their idea and knowing what their expertise is, what they want to share with the world, and create an impact to building their coaching business, start with clients, and building it until it gets profitable.
That's awesome. So how did you fall into this niche?
How I fell into, oh boy. So my entrepreneurial journey is no straight line. Actually, when I started my business, it was out of great influence from my business and life partner. And he was already into business and learning more with conferences and going to several meetings and networking events and all that stuff. So I started my education about business and explored several areas. So when I started my first business, it was a healthcare agency actually. And before that, because I'm a trained physical therapist, I started being a physical therapist consultant instead of being an employee. And then it led to a healthcare agency. And then it had led to having a home staging business because it was another passion of mine. And then eventually I attended this marketing event that was huge. And I was like, oh my God, like this marketing thing, it really works. Like this is what I'm not doing with my businesses. So I started applying it and discovered that it was really the missing link. And eventually also I let go of the other businesses because I felt that it was too much like trading time for many. And I love the fact about like staying home and working from home and having my clients online through Skype and all that stuff. So that's why I decided to go that route and help people being more visible on the web, but then also like building their business so they could actually create that impact and live their purpose as they wish.
That's awesome. Awesome. So tell us about what struggles you had when you started your healthcare business.
The struggle I had is that I didn't know anything about marketing. So I ended up hiring this marketing agency that had no idea about what I wanted to do, or like I hired people that were not really willing to help me. Actually, their purpose was more getting money into their pockets. So that agency, what they were doing is calling several establishments and having appointments between me and them, but then they wouldn't tell them what it was about. So I ended up going to meetings with people that had nothing to do with the service I wanted to provide. So it was actually when I started that business, I invested $10,000 into a marketing agency that didn't bring in any clients at all. So my big struggle was that I should have really learned myself a little bit about it first. So when I was looking for people to help me, I would have been more suited to find the right person to help and to get results out of that help that I've gotten. Yeah.
To modify as well, because that's what coaching is all about, right? You learn and then you modify and then you learn again and then you modify, and it's like you are growing, so you don't want to create thousands of pages.
So we have to be very careful about what we provide and what we help people with and what we promise that we could help people with, right? And we have to be very coming from an authentic place and you know, like not wanting to fool people, because at a certain point, this is going to catch you and your reputation online won't be necessarily uplifting, right? The niche navigator, because you say that having your niche is so important. So exactly the same thing. And especially when people are starting their business, sometimes they think that they could help everyone, being the right person for any type of business or any type of entrepreneur. So that ties up to, okay, what's your specialty? What niche are you helping people in? And how can you deliver those results that you're promising to them? So it's a great point that you brought up here. And the fact that sometimes people are looking for the next best thing or the quickest way to make the biggest amount of money possible. When you gave the example of your friend going to several MLM companies, the thing is, sorry, when you're starting your business, of course you want it to be successful like the quickest possible, but again, be aware of this opportunity seeking type of syndrome. Which I was a victim of when I was starting my businesses, because I would see something online. I was like, oh my God, I need this. And, oh, let me try that strategy. And then it's not even over. And then I saw another one and I'm like, oh my God, let me try this out. And then after that, realizing that nothing is working, because again, when you decide to go one route, you have to do it like all the way to see what's working, what's not working, and if you need to tweak or not, and if you need to invest into something else to get better results. So yeah, we have to be aware also of this opportunity seeking syndrome. And some marketers online are very good at it, because like they attract a lot of people claiming that they can do stuff that is kind of like extraordinary or almost impossible. And then people are like, oh, I want this, and they buy from them.
You know, it's funny that you bring this up, because I was having a conversation with my coach this morning, and I was telling him, I said, you know, there's this attraction now that everybody wants to send you. I made so much money in 3 days, and I can send me your email and I'll send you this stuff, or inbox me because I am, you're making this much money. I mean, there's so many things out there. And I said, is there such a thing as a silver bullet? And he said, he said, I'm going to give you a golden nugget. And I said, okay. He goes, the golden nugget is there is no silver bullet that's going to make the silver bullet. You have to do the work. And I said, okay, got it. But that's the thing, is like there's so much out there that you get lost in the weeds.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. This is a wonderful discussion. Thank you so much. But so then let me ask you this. You went from healthcare to home staging.
Yeah, home staging business.
All of a sudden now you are helping people with their business. So how did that niche come about, and what was your transition?
Okay, so the transition was mostly kind of like evaluating the amount of work it was providing. For example, when I had my home staging business, so for those of you who don't know what home staging is, it's helping people stage their home, their house, in order to make it appealing to the potential buyers when they sell it, so they can have the highest price possible. So when I was helping clients, actually, I had to go and see their house and then do that evaluation, telling them, well, we need to declutter this, you need to change that color, this is not up to date, like we have to put it more modern and stuff like that. And then there would be a second phase that I had to go shopping for all the decoration, and then finally the staging day where I come to that home and stage the place the right way so it's appealing to the potential buyers. So the whole process would take some time, and also it would require me to do a lot of driving, a lot of shopping, and then when I was placing the stuff in people's homes, well, it was like trading time for money. So eventually I got a bit tired of doing that, right? So I was looking for a solution, a business that I could do from home, that I could be able to control my own schedule, and being able also to make a difference in other people's lives in another way. And of course, online, I've always been looking to know more, invest into myself, into the coaches, into the programs and all that stuff. So basically, when I went into that niche and discovered that, wait a minute, like, okay, you can actually share your knowledge online, because people love to buy information online now. This is actually where I think society is going. A lot of people working from home and sharing what they know, delivering value to their audience and getting paid for it. That was very appealing to me, and something that I thought that I could really do well. So that's why I decided to go that route. And this is what I'm doing today. But it's not as if it's something that happened like, okay, today I'm this and tomorrow I'm something else. Not really. I think that when we decide to go into the entrepreneurial journey, we are someone, and then along the way you evolve, you meet other people, you know more what your passion is, what your interests are, and who you want to really work with and help. So I think that what I'm doing today came from like all those years of transitioning, of not necessarily haven't found like the right thing yet. But again, like all this experience that I've gotten from other businesses, or prior life as an employee, or my background as an elite athlete, well, all of this created the person I am today. And that's why I really feel that I'm at the right place now at the right time, because what I'm doing and when I'm helping my clients, it really fulfills me. I started my podcast, Marketing to Crush Your Competitors podcast, and that podcast is up to 300 episodes today. And when I started that podcast, I was actually on a coaching call with my blogging coach. So someone who was really helping me write better And then he said, well, why don't you start your podcast? And I was like, oh, okay, what is this? And he told me about it. I invested into the tutorials, so invested into a coach in podcasting and started my podcast for that. So with the podcast and with the online journey and being more online, I felt that this is where really I understood that this is what I wanted to do, and this was a world I wanted to evolve in.
This is about building lasting friendships and building lasting legacies, and then leaving an imprint on somebody's life, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing that in your coaching business. So you talk about helping people being successful because they are in that muddle all the time, and now you want them to make money and become, instead of, like yesterday, somebody said striving to thriving. How do you do that? Share a few tips.
Okay, so when someone comes to me, for example, it's either like they have that idea and they want to bring it to life. They know what they want to share. They know their expertise. They have a ton of knowledge. They know how they can influence others, but they don't know how to frame it. Or some people that have started their coaching businesses, but then they've been trying stuff and it's not really working because something is off and they don't know what is off about what they're doing. So basically what I do is I help people, first of all, identifying, well, what is their zone of genius and what is it they want to share with the world? Is there a market for it? Like, are there people actively looking already for what you want to offer? And then, of course, we work on crafting the right offer for these people. So focusing on the transformation that it can provide. One of the biggest mistakes that people do, especially when they start and they want to share their word about their business, is that they talk about themselves only. I've been doing business for 10 years. I have a bachelor's in marketing and I have whatever, and this is what I do and blah, blah. Instead of sharing, like, what is it for the person that you're talking to? So if you want to provide your services, what kind of transformation do you provide? So do you take someone from, let's say, not having a business to having a business? Or in my case, I help people that are underpaid or aspiring coaches to become highly paid experts. So basically, I take them through a process to craft their high-end offer to make sure that when they attract the clients, first of all, the clients see the value of it. And second of all, they get money out of it, because we're in business, of course, to help and transform lives and influence people, but we're also in business to make money and being able to live properly and pay your bills and spoil your loved ones, for example. As you said, having a coach and investing in yourself is crucial, because we have this false idea when we start as entrepreneurs. I don't know if you've been through that phase, but I remember myself when first time I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I thought that I was okay to do it all on my own, like without any help. I was like, I will figure it out. I can do this on my own and I can make this happen, you know?
Any tips and tricks? Anything else you want to share?
What I want to share actually is most of the time people think that it's not working what they're doing, and it's only because they don't talk about what they're doing, right? People are mostly afraid of putting themselves out there or doing interviews or being on Facebook Live or sharing what they know with other people. So I think that if you want your business to be successful, especially when you're starting up, well, start by having conversations with people and ask them questions. Be genuinely interested into what they're doing, what they're struggling with, and what they want to learn, or what they want to be great at, because this is what will give you some type of market research and know if your offer fits the people you're talking to, or if you should tweak some stuff in order to be able to talk the same language as your potential clients or as your audience.
Thank you so much. So how do people connect with you, and how?
It's really easy. My website is my name, so it's fabienneraphael.com. You can go there, and the social media platform where I'm more active is Facebook. So through my personal profile. So you just look for me on Facebook and ask to be my friend. And most of the time, I accept if you have a picture on your profile.
It's the fact of life, right? And so thank you so much for being on our show, because you know what, ever since you started this, you started giving us nuggets, and it's like one after the other. I didn't have to ask you for any more pieces of advice, but that was awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was my pleasure to be here with you.
You are welcome. And
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group called Navigate to Your Niche.